Imagine an energy drink that makes your jaw literally fall off. In the 1920s, rich people were obsessed with Radithor water infused with actual radioactive radium. They thought it gave them an extra boost. But the radiation didn't leave. It replaced the calcium in their bones, slowly rotting their skeleton from the inside out while they were still alive. One superfan drank 1,400 bottles. His entire lower jaw detached. Would you try it?
He strapped himself to a missile to see if he would explode. John's Stapp hit 632 miles per hour, faster than a .45 caliber bullet, but the speed didn't hurt him, the stop did. In 1.4 seconds, he took 46 GS. His eyes filled with blood instantly. He was blind for 2 days.
If you drowned in the 1700s, doctors didn't give you CPR. Instead, they used a special instrument to blow tobacco smoke right up your butt. They thought the warm smoke would heat up your insides and kickstart your heart. They even put smoke rescue kits along rivers for emergencies. It didn't work. It just meant you died with a really hot ass. Be glad you live in the future.
Your skin is being stripped off by 1,000 razor-toothed vacuum cleaners. Vidz Pollio was a Roman psycho who fed slaves to giant lampreys just for breaking glass. You dropped a cup? Congrats. Your fish food. No trial, just the pool. They didn't just bite. They bored into the flesh until there was nothing left but bone.
Never fight physics. You will lose. This is the Byford Dolphin incident, the deadliest mistake ever made underwater. Imagine a soda can when you shake it. Now imagine that can is a human body. When the clamp broke, the pressure dropped from 9 bars to 1 instantly. The air didn't just leave the room, it detonated. The gas dissolved in the diver's blood expanded so fast it literally boiled them from the inside out. No pain, no reaction time, just instant biological liquidation. 4 men, gone before their brains could even process the sound.
The pilot ejected into a storm and didn't fall down. He fell up. Trapped in a thunderstorm for 40 minutes, lightning shattered his visor while hail beat him senseless. The pressure change made his eyes blood. He is the only man to ever survive a cloud.
He almost lost his head by putting it inside the most powerful machine in the Soviet Union to check a broken light bulb. This is Anatoly Bugorsky. In 1978, he leaned into the synchrotron. The safety failed. A proton beam moving at light speed entered the back of his skull and exited his nose. He saw a flash brighter than 1,000 suns but felt no pain. His face swelled beyond recognition. His skin peeled off. Doctors waited for him to die. He survived, but the nerves were destroyed, leaving the left side of his face perfectly preserved. Forever young. A living glitch in biology. And he did it all just because...
Speed has never killed anyone. It's the sudden stop that gets you. When this car hits the wall at 300 miles per hour, the chassis instantly shatters and stops dead. You might be strapped tightly into your seat, but your internal organs certainly aren't. While the harnesses catch your body, your brain and heart just keep traveling forward at maximum velocity.
Why is the man strapping a bomb to a bat? In World War II, the US actually planned to drop thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats over Japan. The plan? The bats would wake up, fly into attics, and explode napalm timers, burning cities to the ground. But the WTF part? During testing, the bats escaped and burned down the US Army's own base instead. What do you think of this? Death by pancake syrup? In Boston, the year 1919, a 2 million-gallon syrup bomb exploded. The bomb was made of molasses, and they're 40% denser than water. When this tank burst, the wave hit the streets at 35 miles per hour. It wasn't a splash, it was a sledgehammer. People didn't drown, they got trapped in amber. You don't sink, you solidify.
What happens when you hit a brick wall of air at 800 miles per hour? Captain Brian Udell ejected at Mach 1. The moment he left the cockpit, the wind blast hit him with 3,000 pounds of force. It instantly shredded his helmet and snapped his limbs backward against the seat. He survived the impossible, but he was 6 inches shorter when he landed.
You are being welded inside a steel coffin. That is also a bomb. No exit, no return. The chitin, the Empire's desperate last resort, a human-guided torpedo. The pilot was bolted in. But these things were prototypes. Engines failed constantly. Miss your target, you don't come home. You sit on the ocean floor and wait for the air to run out.
What actually happens if you spend 7 days with the Vikings? Day 1, you instantly freeze. Without thick animal furs, the brutal Norse winter immediately triggers severe hypothermia. Day 3, you're starving, but eating their fermented rotting shark violently rejects your modern stomach. Day 5, it gets worse. You're handed a heavy iron axe and shoved into a savage shield wall deathmatch. Day 7, you survived the week, but you aren't going home. You just got drafted onto a longboat for a bloody coastal raid. What if you were raised in ancient Egypt? Day 1, you lose the AC and soft food. Your diet is now coarse flatbread packed with desert grit. Year 5, forget shoes. Walking on scorching stone turns the bottoms of your feet into thick off-road tires. Year 10, hauling heavy limestone makes your core rock solid. You are now physically built like a pyramid. Year 20, your brain rewires. You worship stray cats and blow your entire life savings on a sweet sarcophagus.